we're going to do a couple quick things, and Mike's going to tell a story about Tom, of which you've heard a couple. There are many that we, of course, won't say. So what I would like to do, though, is to acknowledge a couple of things. First of all, Tom, one of the things we've all loved about you and still love about you is how you put a team and family first. And as your family, the most important thing to you we know. We all feel like we're family to you and you to us. Thank you for everything you did for us as teammates. And thank you for everything you've done for us as alums, where you all had great things happen. And we attribute a lot of it to the leadership you provided. And to the leadership of Bill Langston. Where's Bill? And assistant coach Nick Manning, who's I don't think he's here tonight. And then of course Fred Bornkamp. For many of us, he was our first coach here, and Fred has passed and is still fondly in our hearts. And for teammates, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us with the nomination. And then the Flood family. How many of you are here? Everybody raise your hand. Word is Mr. Flood and Mrs. Flood, Patricia and Robert, were there for all of us. The dean even sent Mr. Flood a letter, along with Mr. Klein Hoover, and asked him to stop drinking beer at the game. I'm sure that didn't happen. Anyway, it's still war in our little world. Rockford University is. But anyway, a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Flood. I'm sure that they are so proud of you, especially on this particular evening. Your life, your children, your family, and what you've done for the world.
Thank God they have pictures like this, because I forgot you had to have a chair. And Linda, thank you for your story about Tom passing at the library. I didn't even know there was a library here. So Tom Flood was truly one of the best baseball players I ever had the pleasure to play with. Obviously, without his baseball skills, many of us would not be here tonight. He was a great Rockford College student athlete. I say Rockford College, morphed into Rockford University. And that's probably more important and more significant about what a great student athlete he was. Tom, Mike Miller, and I are so proud to introduce you tonight. In fact, this is one of the great honors I've ever had. Tom, Sam Halpin, Billy McGrath, and I all shared a suite our freshman year at McPhail Hall. And right from the beginning, I could tell Tom was special. You guys will agree, he was very special in so many ways. And I'm not going to get into all those ways. When we all wanted to go out at night, Tom wanted to go hit, run, field, and throw. We trudged to the gym night after night, day after day, no matter how cold, wet, or whatever we had going on. Because Tom was our captain and our role model, and we were willing to follow his example. In the off-season, coaches never knew we were practicing. We just did it because we wanted to be better. The better the team became, the more Tom worked, and he brought us all along for the ride. Tom did get cut from his high school baseball team in fall preseason drills during his junior year at Niles Notre Dame. As you might expect, Tom worked his buns off in the winter in case he may be called back for the spring baseball season. Many people probably would have given up and found something else to do. Not Tom, and as fate would have it, one of his teammates was hurt and he could not play that year. Tom stepped in and became a 2-year all-conference starter, and I believe that says a great deal about you, Tom, and your character. Tom, I'm honored and proud to be part of your journey, which culminates tonight with this wonderful, very well-deserved honor to join the Charles DeWild Hall of Fame at Rockford University. Your beautiful family is here, anchored by your wife, but I'm especially thinking, as Mike said, about your parents. They would be moved at this moment. Yes, they'd be proud of your baseball skills, but they'd be even more proud of you as a person. And it's very true. You are a great person. We played 18 holes of golf today. We were wet and cold, and we were the only ones on the golf course. Tom, you're just a great friend, and I'm glad to be here. And we just want to congratulate you. Enjoy the evening. You certainly deserve it. From your teammates, friends, and family, welcome to the Charles Lavelle Hall of Fame.
I'll tell you, it's an incredible feeling to be back and to see all our teammates. I mean, we were all about team. And just an incredible group of guys and coaches and my family, my siblings. It's an honor to be here. I loved Rockford College, and I'm going to call it Rockford College. And I got a flashback when I walked into this room. We actually had a concert in this room. It was Big Twist and the Mellow Film. Sam Helton's brother is a trombone player, and I'm going to be honest, but I overserved myself. But I was in good company. The greatest friends and greatest teammates I've ever had in my life. I will say Mike Miller and Mike Brodsky, thank you. They led this whole process. And all my teammates who supported, they surprised me one night back in last year. They surprised me. And I was a bit emotional about it because I am all about team. But I got a story about Mike Miller and Mike Brodsky. So bear with me, I might be up for a while. Mike Miller and Mike Brodsky competed in high school in football and baseball. They were at competing high schools. They came to Rockford College and competed in the catcher's role for 4 years. I mean, tough, competitive guys. But they were the best of friends and the best of teammates and the right example of what it means truly to be a great teammate. So let's give them. Again, it was a bit of a surprise, Jason. I am so grateful. And to Kristen King, I actually read Kristen's bio like 2 or 3 times. And the sacrifice she made for the school, the only words I can think of were servant leader. Just an impressive commitment to Rockford. I'm going to take you through memory lane, so bear with me. Francie goes, you're going to get emotional, so I may. But my parents were my biggest fans. Our parents had 12 children, 7 boys, 5 girls. And all had an incredible impact on my life. And I thank you all for your love and support, even maybe when I didn't deserve it. But thank you very, very much. Yeah. And I call out my brother Robert. He came to more games, high school, college summer, an incredible fan. And when you have that kind of support from family, you play for a higher purpose. Some of you don't know I'm an identical twin. My brother and I look exactly alike. He would come onto campus unbeknownst to me. He'd be at a dorm on the other side of campus pretending he was me. And he did it more than once. But he sent me a letter my senior year. And the letter was about, here we go, about following your dreams. And I did have a dream to play professional baseball. It might have been a bit of a pipe dream, but I had a dream. And that dream didn't come true, but 7 years later, he would introduce me to my wife, Francie, who is a true dream come true, an incredible blessing from God. We have 5 children. 2 of their wives are here, Chaitra and Jessie, and our granddaughter, Vera. You are a part of that dream come true and that blessing from God that I am grateful to every day. Now you My parents built the foundation of our home on faith in Christ through our Catholic Church. They required an incredible work ethic from all of us and a commitment to serve others. They educated us in Catholic high schools, Catholic grade schools. They sacrificed for all of us. But I will say, we had great parents but they were great not for seeking greatness, but for seeking holiness. I will say, in our neighborhood, we had a park. It was Oquito Park. It was the park, and I wish kids could have that today, where all the kids in the neighborhood would come to compete and play sports. I found my greatest joy in baseball. In fact, my brother Brian, 3 years older, would welcome, with his older friends, would welcome my brother and I to play baseball with them. And that's how I learned to compete and learned to play the game of baseball. And the thing about it is baseball is an incredibly hard sport. And when baseball gets tough, you have to have that place you can go back to that brought you joy and happiness. And for me, it was Oquito Park. And I truly believe that's where God brought baseball into my life to draw me closer to Him. And I am very grateful for that. I went to Notre Dame High School, like Mike mentioned. I played baseball my freshman and sophomore year. I didn't play a whole lot. Tried out my junior year in the fall. And I'll never forget the last time I went up to bat in tryouts. Bill McGrath, who's got that white flock back there in the back. I walk into the batter's box and Bill goes, "Hey Tom, you better get a new pair of spikes for the varsity team." I mean, Bill, great teammate, great friend. He always had a lot of confidence in me. In fact, when my confidence was down, I could reach to Bill because he would give it to me. Well, the next day they had the roster on the library wall, and I was cut. I'm like, "Where's my name?" And it's devastating. If you've ever been cut, you know the devastating feeling, but you do one of two things. Either you accept it, or you find a way to figure out what it's going to take when that opportunity comes. And Mike Brodsky, he hit it right on the head. My parents bought us a weight set. I worked out religiously lifting. I went back to Oquito Park, that place that brought me a lot of joy. And I did sprints, I did long distance running, because I was waiting for what could be an opportunity. And as Mike said, there was a hockey player who broke his leg. He was on the baseball team. I feel really bad about it. And Coach Majarka, who's in the back sitting next to Bill, called me into his office. Coach was our dean of students. His nickname was the Shark. Right? He was an intimidating presence. I'd never been in his office. I walked in his office pretty scared. And when I went in there, he offered me that roster spot, and he changed my life. He put me in the starting line. About a week or two into the season, I may have that wrong, but he put me in the starting lineup. And I never missed another game or inning for the next 6 years of my baseball career. Coach, you changed my life. All of our kids. Challenges in sports and dance. They had those challenges, and Francie and I could reach back to that lesson you taught me and remind our children of how you got to get through those difficult times. You were a great coach and a great leader. How I got to Rockford? I had not committed to play anywhere. I was probably going to go to a junior college. And Coach Bornkamp, who Mike talked about, who passed away, tremendous man. He started to call my house. And I was never home, but he would get my mom, and he probably talked to her 3 or 4 times. And my mom convinced him to offer me a merit scholarship. We did not have a lot of money, but I am so grateful to my mom, because that's another moment that changed my life. Where am I?
Wow, what do you look like?
So I asked my teammates, I said, "What do you remember most about our era?" And there were 3 things. Mike Miller said we cared a lot about each other, and that's kind of the unknown word, that we loved each other. The second thing, we're a small school that played big. We played a lot of Division I teams, and we beat a lot of them, and the rest we competed against. And thirdly, perseverance. Mike Brodsky brought up perseverance. We lost a lot of games our first 2 years, and then we got on that nut bus to 2 of the best seasons in the history of the university. Did we not? But I am thrilled to be a part of Rockford University. I'll tell you this, we had a really bad field, did we not? Hey, if you would, Casey, throw me that bag down there. Most of our high school fields were better than our college fields. I mean, it was probably the worst field we played on. And Casey's going to hold up something in his bag right here. Or bring it up to me. Here, just throw it.
You have the uniform?
I mean, we did not, we had a great team, but we came here And I will tell you, to a player, we'd wear them again.
Yeah.
Would we not? You know, as we as teammates were really close, our parents and families were really close. I think Mike Miller told you the story. They were so close, they would go down the left field line and they would enjoy adult beverages. Lots of them.